Hello. Welcome to Married Live Show. This is exciting. Thank you so much. And I want to begin by saying a massive happy new year. And I believe that you've been having an awesome time already with your spouse, with your family, and the year had really started in a good place for you. And I'm really excited for you as well. Thank you for joining me today. And for those that have joined, I also encourage you to just tell others as well, share this link in various groups, because what we're going to be sharing today could just help a marriage and a relationship to be better and to be stronger. I also want to say that personally, this year for me is a year of being much intentional in everything. You know, intentional is being deliberate. When you do something that you've pre-planned, when you something that you predetermined, something that you are conscious about, and something that you do on purpose. That's what intentional simply means. So if you think about every aspect of your life in this 2023, that whatever you do with your spouse, with your family, with your work, or different areas of your life, you have to be absolutely intentional about it. And I want to be honest here before we actually dive into what we're going to talk about today. Being intentional is not entirely easy. I mean, think about trying to do something possibly that you're not very familiar with, things that you've not done very well before, or even if it's something that you have done before, but there may be an upgrade to that thing that you've done before, and there could be different dimension of what you have done before, and that this will now require you to even to be more conscious and to be more deliberate in ensuring that you actually do what you are supposed to do. So intentional couples are couples that are willing to pay the price to make sure that their marriage is unique, their marriage is different, and their marriage is also very impactful, not just about them, but everyone around them are able to experience the daily consciousness, right? The daily impacts and the daily things they do. And regardless of where you are in your marriage, whatever happened last year, and now you are just beginning the year 2023, it's important for you to know that last year has gone. And if you have done a review of your marriage and relationship, whether it's in your parenting, whether it's in your finances, whether it is in your spiritual life, whether it's in your career, in your business, whether it's in your personal growth, whether it's in your health and your fitness, every aspect of your marriage that you have reviewed, you will realize that there are areas that you must grow. Some of the areas you did very well, and some of the areas you just need to do a little bit differently if you want things to change, if you want things to be different in your marriage, in your relationship. So we're looking at intentional couple, and I want you to know that as you go throughout this year, if you can just make up your mind to pre-plan something, if you can just make up your mind to decide on something, if you can just make up your mind to act a little bit different from where you were, just one step at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time, but being conscious of all the actions that you do, you'll be amazed where your marriage and relationship will be at the end of a couple of weeks or even at the end of this year. It will transform, and the impact of your deliberate actions and deliberate purpose will be totally different from what you've ever experienced. So I want to encourage you as we look at these practical ways to be deliberate in your marriage. Just reflect over your own marriage, reflect over your own relationship, and ask yourself, I think I need to be more deliberate in this area. I think I need to be more practical in this area. I think I need to plan more. I need to be more conscious in this area. And I need to do things a little bit different. Because if you continue doing the same thing that you did last year, when you spoke to your husband or you spoke to your wife, or the way you treated those around you, your children, or the way you even handled your own self in your relationship, you will continue to get the same result. Sometimes you might even get a worse result because things might deteriorate even further. And the impact of your deterioration in your action or in your inactions, on your omissions, and the things you're not able to do deliberately can impact your marriage in a way that it's not going to be entirely pleasant. It's not going to be for you to actually continue in that relationship. So it is important for you to think about being intentional in your marriage, intentional in your relationship. And before I looked at these four areas that you can be deliberate in your marriage, in your relationship, I also want to highlight that when you look at some couples, you might see the relationship is going, or there are things you admire in this couple. Maybe they've been 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, and you're wondering, look how happy they are. They look really happy, and you have actually maybe experienced them, and you can see that their happiness is not faked. It's genuine happiness, genuine joy and satisfaction in their marriage and relationship. The only thing is that you don't see the other aspects of their marriage for what has happened over the years for them to come to that place where now they are able to work on themselves and they can see the unique differences of their own actions. And the actions are producing what you are watching, what you are seeing, and what you are experiencing. They won't say that. Or you might even see them, they are very thoughtful. They consider each other. They're able to be there for each other. But you will not see all the ups and downs. You will not see all the discussions. You will not see all the challenges. So most times when we see marriages that are working, marriages that are very satisfying, marriages that are very great and successful, marriages that you desire to see such qualities in your marriage, in your relationship, there are many things that you do not see, and that is behind the scene life. Behind the scene life does what you are seeing now or what you're experiencing in these couples. Because great and satisfying relationship and marriages do not happen overnight, and also not accidentally created. It is something you create by your actions and by being deliberate on a daily basis. All the couples you see around and all the marriages that you see around that has failed, that are no longer successful, whether it's due to the man behavior and action, or due to the woman behavior and action, or mutual actions that is being displayed in that marriage, in that relationship, that now makes the marriage toxic, or make the marriage unbearable, or painful, or full of regrets. That marriage is an example of a marriage that do not act based on intention. So the behind the scene of such marriage is the opposite of behind the scene of a happy, joyful, satisfying, harmonious, aligned, purposeful marriage. The other people are doing some work. The other people are working on themselves. The other people are changing and evolving. The other people are doing things differently. Why the other ones, because of their differences, which the other couples also has differences, but they've been able to know how to navigate all those gray areas in their marriages. They're able to navigate all those weaknesses, that can crop up, right? They are deliberate to accept that this weakness is causing something in their marriage, in their relationship, that is not entirely great. So they make up their mind to work on themselves so that the marriage can begin to experience some new dimension of transformation and change because of their own personal transformation. But when you see a marriage that is not satisfying, or if your marriage has experienced some turbulent times last year, or the marriage has experienced some pain, and you have thought of leaving the marriage, you've thought of disappearing, in fact, you've thought of ending the marriage, or maybe you're in the marriage but you are suffering, or you're in the marriage, you're not very happy, you're not very satisfied, and you're looking for something more, and you're wondering, are you going to continue like this? Are you going to just live a life that is not satisfying? Because satisfaction and fulfillment It's what God have designed for us in marriage. Marriage is not supposed to be a disgrace, an embarrassment. It's not supposed to be a place of regrets and pain, just enduring suffering and pain and misery and trouble for the rest of your life. That's not the way marriage was designed. When God created marriage, He said it is good. He can't create something and it become a disaster. We, us, you, and me in the relationship, we make it bitter. Marriage is not bitter. I mean, think about when you got married. Think about your day of your wedding day. Think about when you are in relationship with your spouse. If you remember very well, you were very happy. You are so joyful. You are looking forward to a marriage that is very beautiful, very amazing. You were just looking for something really good. There's a reason why you married your wife. There's a reason why you married your husband. There's a reason why you chose this man, this woman in your life. It wasn't by accident. Nobody forced you into it. It was a personal decision based on some probably characteristics, based on some facts and figures, based on some things that convinced you that this is your husband and this is your wife. And then you chose to get married to this person. And the day was amazing. The reception was amazing. The honeymoon was amazing. But after some time, some of those attitude and behaviors and actions in the relationship begin to show up as a challenge, as a problem, as something that some people call narcissistic behavior and all that. And then when you see all that, you say, oh, I've made a mistake. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have married this man. I shouldn't have married this husband. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. But look, think about this. This was not how it started. Because if you had those doubts at the beginning that this is how your marriage is going to look like, you're not going to marry. That's the truth. So nobody gets married and then decide and say, well, this marriage is going to look like this and look like this, and it's going to hurt me, it's going to be painful, it's going to do this, nobody does that. That's just not practical. That's not true. You get married in love, in a place of harmony, a peace, with all the parents and the witnesses and all that. But now you are in the marriage. This is why deliberation is important. This is why intention is important. So, congratulations. Your marriage is not a marriage that was designed to destroy you, destroy your life, destroy your family, destroy your destiny. That was not the intention why you got married. But sometimes human beings, as you know, we can be very stubborn. We can be very prideful. We can be very challenging if we do not work on ourselves. So there could be so many factors in your life, factors in your background, factors in your behavior, factors in so many ways between you and your spouse that have created this thing that sometimes you regret, sometimes you cry, sometimes you want to share it out there, sometimes you put things on social media because you know you're just being hurt and you're very painful about the situation and circumstances. I get that. But can I tell you that the fact that it is like this does not mean that your marriage is doomed. This is very, very important. It does not mean that your marriage has ended. So, why do we need to be intentional? We want to be intentional so that we can reap positively in our marriages, in our relationships, so that things can be a little bit different in our marriage, as long as we are intentional in creating the marriage we want. So, these four practical ways to maintain your marriage to continuously grow, regardless of where you are. You may be newly married, you might be married for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, or you might have some things right now that you don't even want to talk about or you don't even want to share. There may be some challenges within your marriage and relationship, between your husband, between your wife, and you're just wondering how you're going to get out of this. If you take what I'm going to share here today, I've been married for 14 years. And I know that 14 years in marriage, I'm still growing. I'm still discovering things. In fact, I discovered something recently about my wife that was something I was very surprised. For almost 14 years. And it's so beautiful. I'm like, what? Are you serious? I mean, I didn't know about this. It was so joyful to just say 14 years, I'm just discovering this. And just a beautiful aspect of her. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the fact that you are married does not mean that that's the end of working together to discover, to know, and to grow so that your relationship can be what it is designed to be. So I want to encourage you as we look at this, take a pen to write things down and to be honest and sincere with yourself. Because if you make up your mind to act based on what I'm going to share, your relationship will be satisfying, guaranteed. Your relationship will be fulfilling. You will be happy and joyful that you actually made the decision to work on your relationship in 2023. Now, let's look at some of those things that you need to do if you want to build a relationship that is practical. The first thing, the first aspect that I want to talk about is connect daily. Connect daily. This is so practically important in the days that we are living in. And I'm going to show you how do you connect daily. If you want to be intentional in your marriage and your relationship, how do you connect daily? The way the world is designed today, you know all the challenges. If many things are seeking your attention, want your time, your job, your work, and a lot of things are everywhere trying to get a piece of you. The question is, if you are not deliberate to make what I call time, Time, it's time. You know about time, you know about time. Couples that do not connect daily, time has been taken away from them. They do not have time. That's what they say. Even though they have time, but because they're not deliberate in creating time, they will say, we don't have time. You will never have time if you're not in control of time. If you allow time to control you, time will go into a lot of things. There's so many things seeking your attention every day in your marriage. In this 2023, I can guarantee you, beginning from the first, a lot of things have already started seeking your time. Your job is seeking your time. Your business is seeking your time. Your purpose, your ambition is seeking your time. Your children is seeking your time. Your family members, your relatives are seeking your time. A lot of programs, events, this and that, they are all looking for you. Do you know what they want from you? Time. They want to suck your time away. And these things are great, they're amazing. But if you don't have a time that you have scheduled and planned for you and your spouse to connect on a daily basis, then you begin to lose that that thing that brought you guys together. And eventually you become like roommates. They sleep in separate rooms, even though they sleep on the same bed. One is facing this way, north side, one is facing this way, south. Even though they're in the same house, they don't eat together. Even though they're the same house, separate account, everything is separate. They are just living separate lives, but they are in the same house. Does that make sense? Right? But they're in the same house, but they are living separate lives. So you're watching me right now, or you're gonna watch this in replay. If last year there was a lot of sleeping in separate rooms, there was a lot of not connecting daily because you are so busy, you're so active, you're trying to get a lot of things, and you're not focused in building connection with your spouse on a daily basis, this can be very, very detrimental. Now, how do you do that? The first thing I want to say, because I'm a man of faith, is pray together. You don't know how important it is to pray together as a spouse. Now, some people say we don't have time, but you do have time. Praying together is such a way, it's a way to connect from a spiritual intimacy perspective. Now, you might do that just 5 minutes a day, maybe a couple of minutes. But that's praying together, have a sense of saying that, look, we're not alone in this. The day have begun, and we're not alone in this. You need a super intelligent designer to support you, something bigger and greater, wiser, intelligent, to be able to guide you and also takes that supernatural fuel called grace to be able to navigate that day. So it's good to pray together as a spouse. You pray with your spouse, you pray as a couple, and you pray for each other separately, but you find time to pray together. It is very, very powerful, and it can help to, increase your love, strengthen your love together for each other. Now, under that connect together, the first thing I said was pray. The second one is communicate empathically. Communicate empathically. I mean, at home, make it a duty that no matter what happened, you guys will communicate empathically. Like putting yourself in the shoe of your spouse when you talk. You talk with grace. You're not rude, don't shout, yell, get angry, and act like a little child because your emotion is just out of control. You don't communicate in such a way that it ministers something to your hearer, which is your significant other, that they're looking forward to share something with you about their day, about their struggles. They're looking forward to say something to you about what they're going through. They are happy because of the way you come across and the way you share things with them. So you communicate empathically, and you do that every day. Now, you might think that communicating empathically is as easy as you think. When there is hurt, and when you have not choosing to let go of certain things, and you have not made up your mind to find a way to discuss and share with your spouse in order for them to be better in responding to you, and you just lash them with whatever comes out of your mouth. Words are powerful. Words can kill your intimacy, can destroy whatever you are trying to share with them. So it is very, very important that you share from a place of empathy, not just sympathy. You know what they're going through, but you are putting yourself in their shoe, and you share with grace, you share with patience, you share with love in your heart. And no matter what happened, you make time to communicate on a daily basis about what has gone on. You're checking on each other. This is very, very important. And that can be called hearty conversations. And you can support each other there as well. Now, number three, under daily connect, or connecting daily, is be thoughtful. In this 2023, please, whatever you do, it is absolutely important that you are thoughtful. Because if you're not thoughtful for your spouse, and whatever you want to say, you just go ahead and say it. You don't think about how they feel. You're not putting any effort in considering them, whether to give them a call or to text them. You don't even find out about how they're doing. And at the same time, they do something for you, you don't appreciate. You don't show any form of gratitude. Thankfulness is literally a difficult word for you. That's going to be very challenging place. The other spouse will just feel low. Sometimes they will start feeling withdrawn because everything you do, you're not thoughtful about it, and you're not thoughtful about how they feel about what you're doing. So as part of being intentional in your relationship, number one, under connect daily, pray together. Number two, communicate empathically. And number three, be thoughtful. Now, apart from connecting daily, you need to support each other daily. So you support daily. You support daily. I mean, if you just think about the world we're in right now, honestly, the world sometimes is not very friendly. I mean, there are disagreements happening between nations, nations to nations, families to families, organizations to organizations. There are divisions everywhere. You read a lot on social media, on the news, in your country, in your neighborhood. A lot of things are just hostile to many people today. Some people in their living conditions are challenging and all that, and maybe your spouse is looking for job, or something is happening to them, or they're not feeling too well, or a secret about their life that weighs them down. They're just traumatized about losing someone, or something is just happening in their lives. And instead of you to support them, you are even against them. Sometimes you blackmail them. Sometimes you sabotage their effort. Sometimes you go against them. Sometimes you pretend that you are by their side, but actually you are looking for way to bring them down. Then tell me, how can you build a marriage like this? So in supporting your spouse daily, number one under that is speak in love. Speak in love. You see, words carry a lot of weight. Most times we speak so kindly and nicely to our friends, to our colleagues. For whatever reason, in our jobs or in our business partners, we try to control our emotion. But when it comes to our spouse, we just spill things. We just lash things. Because your words can either make your spouse become happy or delighted to be with you, or they can be so depressed. Your words can kill their confidence and condemn them. They can be helpless and hopeless, just completely despondent about the future, about relationship with you. Instead of your word to help them, to compliment them, to make them feel happy being around you, your words now are giving them difficult time to be. I want to ask you a question. When you speak words that tear your spouse down, whether in their presence or in the presence of your in-laws or your friends or in presence of the children, when you use those words that tear them down and you scream, you shout, you yell, my question is, what are you getting out of it? Honestly, what are you getting out of it? This is someone in your life. This is someone that made up their mind and chose you to spend the rest of their life with you. But you chose to do something different. You chose to behave different. Oh, this is how I used to be. My parents know me. My sister know me. That's not true. The fact you are like this and is harming someone's daughter, someone's son, is harming your marriage and your relationship. You can't continue saying that this is who I am. If your weaknesses is dominating you, there are things to do. Seek help, seek counseling, seek therapy. Look for ways to work on you. Don't be fixed minded. You can learn to be kind. You can learn to speak in love. This is so important. Otherwise, your marriage is going to suffer and the relationship will continue to be in a place of toxicity, and it's not going to be a place where each person see an environment where they can grow and they can connect with you. So in supporting daily, speak in love every day with your spouse. Number two, display empathy. And when I say display empathy, it has to be both sided. You don't display empathy when it's your turn, right? When something has happened to you, you want them to display empathy on you, and then they will display empathy on you. They will feel what you feel, sit with you, support you, help you, do all that with you. But when it's their own turn, you don't. So that's not fair. So, and you need to know that empathy is a quality that does not easily come by. Most people are not naturally empathic, maybe because of the way they grew up, the environment they grew up, all their experiences and the traumas of their lives. Maybe they're even dealing with a lot of things in their own life, and now their trauma is the one just dealing with you as well. So it is important for you to know that these things can destroy your marriage and relationship if you are not sensitive and empathic to understand where they're coming from and find a way to support them. Remember, I'm talking about support daily. So try to look at their viewpoint, attend to them, do everything you can to understand their own feelings as well. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Don't always say, well, it doesn't matter, I don't care. No, adjust, be flexible in your actions. Try to give attention to details to understand them. Be empathic in the way you deal with your spouse. It is absolutely important. And you might say, well, it's difficult to be like this. Well, you can cultivate it, you can learn. Don't say, well, this is the history of my family. This is the history of our life. This is what we inherited from our great grandfather. It's a generational lifestyle. It's a generational character. Why can't you break that generational lifestyle? Why can't you break that generational behavior? All those history experiences, difficult stuff that you brought into the marriage, start working on you. Seek help. Because you cannot continue like this in your marriage, in your relationship. You will destroy it, and it's not going to help anyone. Rather, your marriage is going to suffer more. So please, in supporting your spouse on a daily basis, show some compassion. Times are challenging. They are dealing with a lot of things on a daily basis. In fact, do you know that for them marrying you is even a challenge? Don't you know? You're a challenge to be with. You're a challenge to stay with. So don't make it more difficult for them. They're already enduring all your quack side that we don't see on social media. They're enduring all your quack side that you don't show on WhatsApp status. They're enduring all your quack side. You don't tell us everything in detail when you're doing your anniversary and your birthday and you're smiling on a boat or taking a family picture. You don't do all that. But they are enduring. So why don't you also try as much as you can to be empathic to your spouse? This is very, very important. Okay, under supporting your spouse, this one is very important. I've talked about under supporting your spouse daily, speaking love. I've talked about display empathy. This other one is so critical. Champion their dreams with them. There is no one on this earth that does not have dreams or desires. There is no one that does not have an ambition. The question is this: they may not know how to put it together, they may not know how to go about it, they may not know what to do, some don't. But I want you to know that go and ask anyone, except there's some fundamental medical reasons why they're not able to just say what they want or express what they're looking for. Fundamental human beings can tell you exactly what they want and how they want things to be. The question is, these their dreams and their goals and their ambitions that they have since they got married to you, since you guys have been a couple. Are you trying to support it? Are you trying to see that you are part of this dream? Are you looking forward to help them attain it or support them to make sure that this monumental or beyond capabilities that they have now, whether you can support them to achieve it? I mean, you see, the world has a lot of ugly side to your dreams. There are people that will tell you, you can't do that, you can't write that, you can't go there, you can't become that. They are constantly telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't. Negativity everywhere. And even sometimes when you stand, you see all the comments and you see all the things people say to you. They're already, going through a lot. Why will you become a headache? Instead of you to help them move forward, you become a headache to their dreams. That is not fair. So if you continue to be a headache, how do you expect them to live with you? How do you expect them to feel about it? So you need to support their dreams as well. Champion the dream. Make sure that you encourage them, help them to step out of their comfort zone. Or maybe you are this spouse. Your spouse have been saying, I want to sing, I want to write a book, or I want to do masters, or I want to go there, I want to do this. Every time they say it, you just say, you. There are people that dream, not you. Have you forgotten where you came from? Your family, you guys are from the bush. If I did not marry you now, you will not even come abroad. If I did not marry you now, do you know what is township? The university you attended, don't you see that I paid your school fees? I don't even know what is wrong with you. You say you want to be ambitious, you want to travel, you want to do this, you want to do that. Those things are not within your reach. I know what you can do, I know what you cannot do. So please stop saying, I want to become this, I want to become that. You are not in that category. It's people like me that can achieve those things. Oh, that's so mean. That's so mean. That's not nice. So it's very, very important that you support them. Okay, let's look at what about protect daily. I've talked about connect daily. I've talked about support daily. Now, what about protect daily? Now, when I say protect daily, you might be thinking, oh, it's just physical protection. Well, that is part of it, but that's not entirely what I'm talking about. You got to protect them, protect their heart, protect their time, protect their love for you, protect their respect for you. You get that? And how do you do that? Number one, grow through conflict. You know, every marriage in this world, no matter how they have been, and no matter what level they have been, it is absolutely important to know that conflict is an opportunity to discover what you have not known about yourselves. Conflict is an opportunity to discover and learn what you have not known about yourselves. And conflict comes in so many ways, depending on your level of growth, level of understanding, level of wisdom, level of knowledge, level of actions. Conflict have levels and degrees and types and sources. But whatever it is, conflict is inevitable, because there are times we might disagree, but not that our disagreement will lead to where we will not talk again, we will not share again, we will not protect each other. And then whatever is happening in the marriage, you're going to tell your in-laws, you're going to tell your friends, you're going to just, humiliate. Sometimes it shocks me how couples be blackmailing the other people, blackmailing their families, blackmailing their in-laws, blackmailing their husband, blackmailing their wives, and all sorts. And at the end of the day, how do you expect those people to view your marriage and relationship? I'm not saying that you should not seek for help professionally when you need to, but it's important for you to control yourself and find a way to resolve the challenges and the hurdles that you guys are going through. Every marriage have stages, there are time frames for every marriage. And should I tell you that every stage you are in your marriage, the conflict there is peculiar. It's peculiar to that stage. And if you don't understand the stages you are in your marriage, the seasons you are in your marriage, and what caused those seasons, and what is required for you guys to navigate those seasons, you will just be stuck. And at the end of the day, you won't be able to move forward. But how do you now protect each other? Is by looking at these seasons, looking at these challenges, these hurdles, this peculiar issue in your marriage, in your relationship, finding a solution to deal with that challenging situation. Mutually working together with respect, protecting each other's dignity, protecting each other's self-esteem and self-worth, not attacking their personality, but helping them. At the end of the day, you guys will analyze the situation, you'll find a way forward, but at the same time, you'll respect each other so that you can grow from your conflict instead of going apart from your conflict. It is absolutely important that you find ways to grow from your conflict. Now, think about your conflict right now. Think about some of the things that you're going through in your marriage, in your relationship. Maybe there's a peculiar behavior about your wife or about your husband. There's some things you've been talking about last year, and it's like nothing is happening around it. And because of that, you have just built this wall, and you are always in the defensive attacking mood. You are ready to fight, scream, shout, and hit the door and do all sorts. You can't grow like that. You're going to deteriorate. So let's be adults and let's be mature. Now you might say, oh, my spouse don't talk. If they are not talking, that is an evidence of abuse. But he talks at work. She talks at work. He talks to friends. They talk on mobile phone. They talk on WhatsApp. They talk on Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok. Some of them even have channels on YouTube. They have channels on different social media sites. They are always posting things, posting this, posting, talking, calling people. But in the marriage, they are not able to communicate when something has gone wrong. That is a form of abuse. It's emotional and mental abuse. When you do not share and find a way to resolve your problem, you're already abusing yourself that is not talking and finding a way to resolve the problem, and you're also abusing your spouse. So there's a double abuse happening when you are walking away from your conflict and your challenges and you're not resolving it. But to protect each other, you try to resolve it. And also, how do you protect each other? By resolving conflict. You don't take everything about your spouse and you're using it to paste out there, and you're making your spouse look so small, like a wicked person. That is not fair. Like I said, I'm not saying you shouldn't seek for help. Do that professionally in the right channel. But please do everything you can to protect your spouse. Number two, under protect daily, is gentle honesty. Oh, this is very, very important. I mean, if you know how much secrecy that exists in some marriage, in some relationship, you are just so amazed and shocked. You need to build a culture of honesty regardless of the consequences. Oh, some people say, I can't share this. Oh, I can't share this. I can't share this. I can't tell my spouse this. I can't share 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 this. From one I can't share, they have like 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 100 things in the marriages and relationship they cannot share. Excuse me. Are you a CIA agent in your marriage? You didn't tell your wife that you're a spy working for the FBI and MI5, secret police that you cannot say again. You can't talk in your marriage, in your relationship. Then why are you married? We're not talking about work things now. The things that your spouse should know to build your marriage and relationship, you are keeping it from them. Sometimes it surprises me that the wife doesn't know anything about the husband, but the moment she knows something, it's from the husband's mother or sister or uncle or friends. She's hearing from outside, and yet they are lying on the same bed. I don't understand. What kind of secret agent is that in the marriage? The husband does not know what the wife is doing, and he's just hearing that, oh, your wife went there, your wife is starting this, your wife is doing this. And the man is like, what is going on? It's an evidence that they've grown apart. They are roommates now. So you need to be brutally honest with each other. That is what intimacy is all about. It doesn't matter what it is. Discuss the culture of your marriage with your spouse as it relates to honesty and deception. There are things you don't just accept. Assess the areas. Maybe sometimes this thing can cause problem. It can bring some flashback or become a trigger. But you know how to manage the situation so that it doesn't escalate and the person continue to act in this secrecy in your marriage. Secret agent, CIA agent, husband, CIA wife in the marriage? I don't think so. That's just not going to work. This is not about your work. This is about your marriage and your relationship. You need to be brutally honest. And can I ask you, if you're watching me and you're going to watch this in replay, it's just some things you're hiding. The things you've hidden from your husband for the past 2, 3 years, 5 years, some things you've hidden from your wife, secret accounts, secret projects, secret lovers, secret side chicks, side horses, hippopotamus, whatever you call their names, or secret affairs that you've been committing, and just coming back home and kiss the wife and say, honey, how are you doing, everything. And you've just finished lying with a woman in the hotel when you're coming back from work, sending nude pictures. You're struggling with pornography and you're not open and honest about the issue. That's not fair. You need help and you need to be brutally honest. So what is it that you're hiding? What is it that you're hiding? Sometimes your spouse is there to help you. But if you continue to hide, for how long are you going to hide this thing? I mean, even if you're hiding this thing, are you not suffering? Think about it. Are you not suffering? You're hiding. And you know this thing is eating you up. But if you can just spill it out to your spouse prayerfully or from a place of love and forgiveness, but you don't come to your spouse and you're so arrogant, you're so rude. You say, well, I'm just coming to tell you that I've spent all the money for the children's school fees. I used it to play gamble. I betted for the football, but I lost. But I'm just telling you, it's not that you should do anything. But I'm just telling you. So don't. Are you serious? Like seriously? Is that how to tell your spouse something? Your spouse knows about your secret misses, and she told you you've agreed that you not go back to that behavior again. And then you just went and then you had a one night stand, you just had sex with her, you kissed and you touched yourself, and then you come back home and you say, honey, I just wanted to tell you that, that my ex-girlfriend from California, the one that, the one that came to New York the other time, the one that came to Lagos, remember? Yes, she came again and he came again. It wasn't my intention, it wasn't my intention to do this, but so as adults, when they are close, something happened, so we kissed, and then we just had sex. I'm just telling you because I need to be honest. Do you understand? I'm just telling you because I need to be honest. We just had it wasn't for too long. It's 45 minutes. I'm sorry about it. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry about it. No repentance, no remorse. Who gave you the audacity to come and be speaking to your spouse in such a language? That is not nice. That's no way to run your marriage if you want to be an intentional couple. If anything has happened, come from a place of repentance. But you do not begin to control, manipulate, subdue, suppress, even bully your spouse because you want to be honest after you've done something wrong. And then the third one under protecting your spouse is be a step ahead spouse, right? Be a step ahead spouse. It's almost like being intentional. Okay. You see, this is very, very important. If you want to make impact in your spouse's life, if you want to touch their lives, if you want to see them soar, whatever is your role in your marriage, the responsibility that you're supposed to carry out in your marriage, in your relationship, you need to be a step ahead. You're not the one that they always remember you about everything that should be done in the marriage, in the relationship. That is not fair. If you want an intentional marriage under the category of protect daily, you should be step ahead. Is it things about anniversary, about birthday? Is it things about the household chores? Is it things that you need to do? Is it a call you need to make, a payment you need to make? I mean, you need to be ahead about things. You need to be proactive about things. Don't just allow things. Every time your spouse must remember you. Do you remember this? They only must remind you of this. Like they are literally reminding you of everything 24/7. I mean, that is very tiring. That can be very boring at times. Okay? Well, we're human beings, we can forget things, but whereby it become habitually everything they must remind you to do. And the moment they remind you, you get angry, you get upset, and you become hot tempered. So why are you reminding me? Did I tell you I will not do it? Things, and yet you're not doing it, and you're even picking offense now. Why don't you work on? Is it laziness? What is it? What is the problem with you? Why is it that you're not able to be proactive on your duties and responsibility as a husband, responsibility as a wife? It is critical that your roles you are proactive about them. Okay, right. Let's look at the last one. Love daily. All right. We have talked about connect daily, support daily, protect daily. Let's look at love daily. Oh, this one is so important. Do you know that when you love your spouse, it goes beyond just the emotions or the smiles or the tingling they feel inside? It's so deep that they will feel and experience your love. Your love is like a honor to them. Your active show and display of love is like a honor to your spouse. There are times that it is easy to love your spouse, and there are times that it's not easy. You just need to choose to love your spouse. And where we have challenge in our marriage, in our relationship, is when it is time to choose to love our spouses. That one, most couples do not practice that one. When everything is okay, when everything is fine, when everything is just spot on, when everything is just 100%, it's so easy to love the man. Hey, it's so easy to love the woman. It's just so easy to love. But guess what? When some things happen in the relationship, when some goals have not been met, when some expectations has not been realized, when certain things you desire, you're not seeing it yet, when they have disappointed you, When you feel a little bit embarrassed about one thing or the other about your marriage and relationship, the question is this: at that time, it is not easy to love your spouse. That is when you choose to love. If you think about the way God is, the way God is, and our relationship, for those that are faith-based, our relationship with God, do you know that God Jesus loves us regardless? I mean, just think about all what we do and our behaviors and our actions and our attitude, and yet we are loved. The love is everlasting. It's not conditional based on when you greet Jesus or you do this, they love you anyway. So the love is so overwhelming. That is what God expects from us as spouses, for us to be unconditional in our love. Now, how do you do that? Number one, share activity. Share activity. Find some time for recreational purposes. Find some times whereby you share activities that means a lot to both of you. And it has to be deliberate. Date nights, deliberate. Showering together, deliberate. Eating together, deliberate. Going for walk, exercising together, deliberate. These are deliberate things that you need to share to build your attraction and connection. Do you know that that some people think that as your marriage gets older, attraction is no more required. Romance is no more required. You know, liking your spouse like a friend is no more required. That's what some people think. That's not true. In fact, the longer you are in your marriage, in your relationship, the better you need romance. The better you need to desire your spouse. Because who else do you have? Do you have a backup plan? Is there a boyfriend somewhere, a girlfriend, a side chick or mistress somewhere? Is there something that you're not giving up? Because when you are in your marriage, you burn all the bridges. There is no going back. I'm focused on this man. I'm focused on this woman. We are going to make this thing work. How do you make that attraction, that shared attractive activities together? Many couples are so busy with business, with purpose, with this, with that club, they don't have time together. Date night has vanished in their lives. It's almost like we are in the ministry of non-date nights. They can't go to a restaurant and eat together because maybe, I don't know, are they shy of eating together in a restaurant? They can't hold hands. They don't even hug every day. How are you going to build romance and connection in the marriage and relationship? When you share activities and you work together, you are building powerful friendship between both of you. This is so important. This is so critical. A lot of couples have lost friendship. They are no longer friends. They used to be friends, but now they don't play together. The only thing in the family is the screaming, shouting, blaming, fighting. Or I'm telling you, the world is already hard. I mean, the world is very hard out there. Why do you want to make your marriage hard again? Like difficult and challenging and all that. Why don't you just try? Just just help yourselves. Like, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you in the name of God, please. Just help yourselves and enjoy this thing. Just enjoy your marriage. Play, laugh, smile, go for date night, go on holiday, enjoy yourself, cook together, go and do painting together. Do whatever time is going. You are getting old. You are getting old. Time is running out for your enjoyment. Time is running out for your enjoyment. Time is running out for your enjoyment. Don't waste more time. Enjoy your relationship. Enjoy each other by practicing what I call shared romantic activities together. Find something common to do together. Some couple will say, well, I don't know, my spouse doesn't like this. My husband is not like this. My wife is not like this. It's not like this. It's not like this. Time is going. It's not like this. It's not like this. Time is going. It's not like this. It's not like this. Time is going. Before you realize it, now you are very, 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 very old. You can't even walk properly. Use walking stick. They start carrying the person on wheelchair. And you're looking for where the who and who is gonna stay. Gray hair everywhere. Even now that your face is a little bit beautiful, you are very handsome now. You don't want to enjoy each other and comment each other and hug and love. The whole thing is gonna be wrinkled, and in fact, your bones are even gonna be somehow again. Why do you want to just waste all this opportunity you have to enjoy your marriage and relationship? I'm enjoying mine. I'm enjoying mine. I don't know about you because I don't have time. Time is going. Every opportunity is to enjoy this marriage. What is too hard? No boyfriend. I don't have girlfriend. I don't plan to have. No backup plan. I have this one. So I have to do whatever I can to enjoy this relationship. I have to do whatever I can to enjoy my marriage. There's no time to waste. So stop wasting time and enjoy the man and enjoy your spouse. Then the other one is prioritize your spouse. Prioritize your spouse. Oh, if we look, we live in the world and there are a million different things that once your time you're looking for many things to say yes to. And I'm telling you, it's very typical not to prioritize your spouse. Everything you do, everything you do in marriage and relationship, you gotta prioritize your spouse. This is critically important. In this 2023, I didn't say you shouldn't do your business. I didn't say you shouldn't go to your job. I didn't say you should not improve your goals. I didn't say you should not read. Whatever you're doing, put your spouse as priority. Well, for me as faith, we have God, number one. Number two is my spouse, not my job, not my business. In fact, right now, not my purpose. Because how am I even going to achieve all this purpose when nobody is supporting me? When the closest person in my life is not even aware, does not even buy into the vision, how am I even going to do what I need to do? So my spouse has to be priority. So as I'm planning my business, I'm thinking about her. As I'm planning my job, I'm thinking about her. I'm planning my travel, I'm thinking about her. My goals this year, she's also included in a lot of things that I need to do. Why? Because I'm not just living a separate life within the marriage. I'm not a secret agent. I'm not working for CIA husband, MI5 husband, or secret police officer husband. No, that's not who I am. I have to carry my spouse along. And this is exactly what you need to do. Prioritize your spouse. Ensure that you are consistently doing what you can so that your spouse feels that they are important to you. Your spouse and you have planned that you're going to do this today or you're going to do this tomorrow. And then suddenly your friend just called you. Hey, guy, what are you doing? I'm all right, fine. Yeah. Okay, I just want us to go, let's go and watch this football. What? She's already planned. In fact, she's already, dressing up, cleaning up, looking very beautiful for you with an amazing clothes, dress. And you just came up and say, no, that your friend is calling. What? You mean your friend is above your wife? Your friend is gonna cancel an appointment you have with your wife? No, 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 no. That is not right. Mm-mm. That's not right. It's very important. I'm not saying that you should not support your friends. I'm not saying you should not support your family and relatives. Please let your wife know that she's priority. Let your husband know that they are priority. The way you talk about them to your in-laws, they will know how you prioritize time with them so that they will feel valued, they will feel cherished, loved, wanted. Because when you do this, it does so much for them. Make them feel like they are your priority. Listen to them. Support them. Be willing to make any change that will make your wife and your husband feel that they are just the best thing that ever happened to you. I mean, which human being does not want to be valued? Nobody like to be devalued and depressed and bullied and put by the side. In fact, whether you like it or not, even in Olympic, those that come second, they are happy or they are raising it up, but they wish to be first. Do you know that? Those that they say this is number one in table tennis, or those that won the World Cup, like we knew that Argentina won the World Cup. You know what's happening. Number one is number one, right? It's just a human thing. We like to be number one. That's what they call value your spouse. Make them feel number one. No wife wants to be number two. No. No husband wants to be number two. No. And if you're practicing this, change your ways. Your spouse have been telling you, this is your job. You don't even consider us. You don't consider me and the children. You don't consider, and you don't even care. You say, well, that's your business. I don't have your time now. I'm focusing on my career, my destiny, my calling. I just want to do this. I just want to do that. And you leave your spouse by themselves. That is not great. That is not amazing. So this is why it's very, very important that you prioritize. Finally, under this, display affection. Ooh, this is one of my favorite. The word affection means strong fondness, which can be displayed in variety of ways. See, we aren't all created equal when it comes to our needs. So it is wise to learn how your spouse receives and feels loved by you. Some people, their love language could be words, appreciation, touch, gifts. Know what works for your marriage and relationship. Some people is hug. Some people is just being around them at a dedicated time. They just want to have a moment with you. So what will make your spouse feels your fondness as a man or as a woman? Because when you do that, it tells them in their mind that, wow, they don't need to go outside. They just feel your presence there. And if you don't know what to do, ask them. Okay? Ask them, how do you want this to be done? And when I say display affection, I'm also talking about in the bedroom as well. Know how to give and receive incredible orgasmic sexual intercourse with your spouse. This is so important. In some marriages today, sex is a taboo word. Sex is just so cold, so dry. There's no excitement. I mean, why will you be married and you are not enjoying sex? Why will you be married and you are not having orgasm? You are not touching each other. You're not really enjoying this beautiful thing made by God. I mean, this thing wasn't created by porn stars. Why will porn stars be enjoying sex more than me? Why? Seriously, I don't get it. Why would those that are not in holy matrimony, those that are not in marriage relationship, why would they be enjoying sex and I'm not enjoying sex? Why? 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 If you don't know how to have sex, okay, just send me a message. I will teach you how to do it. Because I'm privileged to know how to do it, both from biological, physiological, anatomical, psychological, and practical standpoint. Okay? If you don't know, not every adult know how to have sex. Sex is not just penis in the vagina. That is not sex. That is not sex. I mean, sex should make you feel empowered. Sex should give you creativity. It should open your mind. It should have quality sex that teletransport you to another realm of ideation. Sex is a beautiful thing and it's created by God. So why should I be ashamed? I love having sex, a lot of it. And that's why I've learned everything possible to last long in bed, know how to do foreplay, how to do everything. I have to teach myself. So that's what I'm saying. I have a master class that I teach how to have sex because you think many people know, most people don't. So this is very important. So show affection, enjoy your sexual intercourse. It is not a bad idea to explore and take yourself to adventurous, exciting, pleasurable lovemaking with your spouse. It is God given, and I don't want to waste it on this planet. I will take advantage of it because time is going. I don't have much time to waste, so I will enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely enjoy it. And also make sure that my spouse is feeling it, is enjoying it maximally to the highest level. It's a deliberate thing. It's not a wishy-wishy thing. I'm not ashamed about it. Why should I be ashamed? It's beautiful. Okay. So just to wrap up this, let's see some comments. Guys, I hope you're with me. Just to wrap up this, all right. This is very, very important. uh, very, very important. And I want to say that it's very, very good that you become intentional in your marriage, in your relationship, and you find everything possible to make sure that your relationship is strong, is stable, and you continue to build your marriage till you have the ultimate fulfillment that God desire for you. Now, for those that have listened, thank you so much. I would like you to share this video, subscribe, because we'll be doing this every Thursday. Now we'll be launching our marriage satisfaction mastermind for 2023. Now, these are some of the things that we teach, we share in the marriage mastermind, beginning from this Saturday to the end of the year. It's going to be an incredible journey with me and some other experts. So we're still taking people finally before we'll go live on Saturday. If you want to be part of this, there's a number on the screen. Just send me a WhatsApp, okay? Or go to my social media sites, send us a message or an email. You can also do that through you can send us an email via this email address. I will be able to support you. Okay, this email address on the screen. All right, you can also send us email address on this. For those that are married and you want to be part of the marriage satisfaction mastermind, where you have group of couples and myself, it is very practical. If you think what we have shared here today is something, this is nothing. In the group, which is exclusive for those people, will take you from where you are and bring you to a transformed, satisfied, fulfilling, harmonious, aligned marriage with you and your spouse. Send us a message on this number, on the screen now, or send us an email on the screen. We'll be able to see how we can, make the process faster for you, so that you can be a part of our launch on the 7th of January, as we begin the marriage satisfaction program or mastermind for 2023. I want to say thank you so much. Please share this video to your friends and family. It might just save a marriage, might just touch a life, and might also encourage others. And what you have learned, I will encourage you as well um, to practice them, and make sure that you don't hold back. Okay, I was trying to see if I have any question here, but I think it's been just comment. Emotional neglect could affect one's behavior towards their partner. There is so much, there's so much anyone can take. That's true. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, KG, you're absolutely right. So emotional neglect as well can become a challenge. That is so true. But it's also important that you know that you're the one that is driving the ship. And if you feel that you've been trying to deal with this all by yourself, or anybody you know dealing with this by themselves, they can seek help. Right? There's no point being there and just dying in silence. They can actually seek help. They can seek for support from a professional. And then it can help you deal with it. Sometimes you're trying to deal with something by yourself. You've done everything. You've spoken to your spouse. You've done everything. Nothing is working. Try as much as you can as well to look for a way to to get a referee, a third party in to support you guys navigate that challenge. Another one was, how do one deal with a serial cheater? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. How do one deal with a serial cheater? It is important that you know that serial cheaters are serial cheaters because there is a precursor of event, right? That habit is learned from somewhere. There could be something triggering them to be like this. They tell you that, oh, they're not going to cheat today, but the next time they cheat again, and they keep doing this, and it's not becoming unbearable for you. Obviously, there are things that you need to do. If they've arrived to that place of serial cheating, I don't think it's something you can deal with yourself. It's not something you can just handle all by yourself. You will need a professional to support you to deal with that situation, because there are guidelines, there are principles, there are things that needs to happen. Obviously, they will bring boundary in place. Also, there's going to be assessment about your situation, because I don't know the details of what is going on in their house, but I need to assess and know why this is happening. What are the behaviors that are triggering this? How is this thing being fed? Look at all sides and then find a way to deal with these habits that this individual had gotten and have made them to become serial cheat. Cheat is Cheating is terrible. It's not an exciting thing. It's very, very painful. Okay. And also you that is going through this pain of being cheated on, you need therapy. You need help, right? You might say, oh, I'm strong, I can deal with it. No, you can't really deal with it. When someone have cheated over you, trust is broken, honesty is gone, intimacy is gone, everything that makes marriage is gone. And then you are almost in that state of complete shock. You don't even know how to deal with the situation again because you're already dealing with yourself. There's pain, there is hurt, there is a lot you are dealing with. So you will need help as well. You need support to deal with this. In fact, they say when cheating happen based on scientific research and statistics, it takes about 18 to 24 months for somebody to heal from one affair. This is from a Psychology Today journal. Just to heal from one affair, it takes about 18 to 24 months. Now, that could vary depending on the growth and the individual and what they are made up of. But it takes a lot of time to heal from a cheating spouse. So if somebody have cheated one, two, three, four, five, six, oh my goodness, you need a lot of support. So you can't handle this by yourself. You will need a professional help. I hope that has helped. And then the other one, passive aggressiveness to avoid confrontation can really be harmful to your marriage. So we've answered this one. So let's look at this one. So this one is okay. Passive aggressiveness to avoid confrontation can really be harmful to your relationship. Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. Okay, and it's not nice, right? In your communication, in the way you deal with it, some people, they are very aggressive, very domineering, very controlling, and they know how to manipulate their wives and their husbands, and they're doing all these things just to get something, you know. Sometimes they even hide what they are doing themselves, and as a result of that, their spouses are not able to freely even share or communicate what they are going through. So if you're in that situation where there is aggressive communication, violent communication, with words. When we say violent or aggressive, some people think is when they use physical abuse. No, somebody can use their words and can be violent over you. What they say to you that can make you lose your self-worth, your self-confidence. There are some people that this thing affect their psychic. It affect their ability to see themselves as someone that has worth in this life. So if you're going through such a toxic communication breakdown in your marriage, in your relationship, then there's need for help, there's need for support. And when a spouse is aggressive, or when a spouse is passively aggressive or violent or whatever it is in their use of words and language, it can be very detrimental in the life of the person that is receiving. Because everything they will blame you. You are the fault why this is happening. You are the fault why this is happening. There is nothing they have ever done that is wrong. They are Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect, and the entire problem they just pour it on their spouse, which is really, 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 really sad. So in that kind of situation, you would definitely need help. You will need support from a professional to help you navigate through that stage. Okay. Right. So this way, time is running out for your enjoyment. I like that. Yes, that's true. So do whatever you can to enjoy your marriage and relationship. Time is running out. We don't know when we shall be called home. So do whatever you can to enjoy your marriage and relationship. So I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. This is Married Life Management Limited, and we support singles, married, divorced, separated to understand and discover their relationship differences so they can navigate through all marital hurdles and pain points in order to build a marriage that lasts, that is strong, and that is sustaining. So if you want to join us in our Marriage Satisfaction Mastermind, please send us an email like we said before. On this email I'll be able to get to you, or just send us a WhatsApp on the screen. We'll be able to get back to you. We're starting on the 7th of January, and I can tell you it's going to be an amazing section. It's going to be an amazing time. So please do not delay. Join us, and you will not regret being part of such a group that is going to carry you throughout the year intentionally to transform your marriage from here to here in a place of fulfillment and satisfaction. God bless you. Thank you so much. and I will speak to you next week. Remain blessed.